Hey people, this is Racer Cowboy and I'm back with my second part to my sniper guides, and this one we'll be talking a little bit more about an actual gun rather than the attachment. The gun I'm using here, I'm pretty sure most people would already know, is the L96A1. It's probably one of the more popular snipers in Black Ops, at least more popular when the game first started, at least. But yeah, I just wanted to go over the advantages and disadvantages of this rifle that I see. One of the main advantages of this one being that it has a very large one-hit kill zone compared to the other three rifles, which is the head, neck, chest, and stomach, and I think shoulders too. I have to check that one. But it's basically anywhere except the limbs. So if you hit them anywhere except the limbs, it will usually result in a one-hit knockout, which is a big plus because snipers are all about the one-shot kill. And you don't have to take as much time aiming high if you're already aiming at their stomach. That is one big plus. Another big plus is, I don't know, this rifle seems to feel smoother than the other ones. I guess it's the way they made the sway pattern or whatever. It feels smoother to me than the other sniper rifles in the game. Which is another good plus, because you need to have one that you're comfortable with so you can aim quickly and pick off people, because as you know, all the other guns are going to be able to aim a lot faster than you are. So it's good to be able to have some extra time to aim. Now, some of the downsides to this gun, first and foremost, is obviously it has a lot of sway compared to the other sniper rifles. And it takes a little longer to steady. Now this can be overcome simply by getting used to its sway pattern and predicting where the sway is going to go, and just align your scope so that the gun will sway onto the target instead of having to move it there yourself. Another good way to overcome this is the scout perk, which lets you hold your breath longer. I actually discovered if you hold your breath too long, your scope will start swaying wildly, and the scout perk helps alleviate this because you can hold your breath longer, so the proportion to how much the scope sways when you stop holding your breath will be smaller. But it will still be the same as if you hold your breath too long to the point where you can't hold it any longer. Another bad part about this gun, well, it's not really that bad, is its ammo loadout is the smallest of the sniper rifles, tied with the PSG one, which has the same ammo loadout. Because snipers are one-shot kill, this isn't too bad, but in the case where you need to take a lot of shots, or if you stay alive for a really long time, you might find yourself running out of ammo if you don't use scavenger, which I normally don't. I actually seen some snipers that use it, which is fine. And the thing that I think hurts this rifle more than any other of its disadvantages really is the recoil. As we all know, it recoils really high whenever you shoot with it. It makes taking a second shot difficult. Even if the gun was semi-auto, taking a second shot would still be extremely difficult, just because of how high it recoils. Now granted, it can't take a second shot until the recoil resets anyway, because it's a bolt action. But still, sometimes getting that second shot off in the case where there's two people, or in the case where you accidentally miss aim, can mean the difference between life and death. And I have had many of those instances. Well, with that said, I'd actually say this sniper is probably the best of the 4 snipers to use in close quarters just because of its really large one-hit kill zone. And I think that's why a lot of people like using it, because quick scoping is generally done in closer quarters than across the map shots, and a lot of people like quick scoping, so that's probably why they use it. Well, don't ask me how that shot managed to land him. I was pretty sure I missed that one, but oh well. That's about all I have to say about the L96. It is a good gun, or good sniper rifle. But to me, I think people rate it a little too high. But it is definitely good.
Hostile RCXD spotted in your area.
Well, since we have more time, might as well cover the thermal scope. This is the scope I'm using on this kind of funny looking thing.
Our spy plane's in the air.
Well, it's not thermal, it's infrared. I keep getting it mixed up. But yeah, the infrared scope is basically what the thermal was in Modern Warfare 2, except in my opinion, it's better. The view of the infrared, I think, is it appears slightly smaller than the view you get from using a normal scope. But the benefits is that it basically darkens your entire environment and makes enemies without ghosts light up like a Christmas tree. And yeah, so it makes placing your shots pretty easy if you can find them. Now, one tip I will give, if you do encounter a Ghost or Ghost Pro user, I discovered that if they're using a Strela 3 rocket, the Strela 3 will light up on their back. I did not know this before, but until I was in a match. I don't know if I have it recorded or not, but if I do, I'll have to show you. But in the match, I was on a Ray, and I noticed a guy using Ghosts. I saw a shadow move, and then I saw some white line on top of him. When I got a closer look at it, it was his Strela 3 rocket. So that's one tip. If you encounter a Ghost user who uses a Strela 3, you can use that Strela 3 to help locate them better if you're using the infrared scope. And also another good thing about the infrared scope is it really helps when placing your shots. I guess it makes the hitbox a little bit more evident or relevant than when you just look at the person normally. And it also helps shots like, I think right here I shoot a guy through these bushes because I saw a little white spot through them. Yeah, he's hiding behind that window. Maybe this isn't it. Yeah, this isn't it. But anyway, it can help you shoot people through shootable objects like, say, leaves and stuff that they may not be able, you wouldn't be able to see through otherwise, just because of how thick the brush is and how much they blend in. But yeah, right there I was able to line up the bullet with his head because it was obvious where his head was. That thermal scope lit up his head like a light bulb. And Ghost users aren't totally immune to it. You can still see them pretty good. It's just they won't light up, that's all. Also, I don't know, this is more of a personal thing, but I like the little crosshair that they have on the thermal scope. You see that little dot with the 3 lines? It gives a really wide view of your opponent, or good view, while having a little dot makes it easy to place where your shot is going. I mean, it's more of a personal thing though. Some people may or may not like it. Yeah, there it goes. See that guy was behind the bushes and I was able to see him easily through his thermal scope. But yeah, the disadvantages to using this scope though, like I said before, I have no clue how he did not kill me. Anyway, the disadvantages to the thermal scope is that it can take a little while of getting used to, and Ghost users do make it a little harder to place shots on them. But yeah, The game's almost over. It was a good game, and good team definitely. And that's the match. It's just too bad I didn't get to use the Blackbird more. But oh well. I hope to see you guys later. Have a good day.